First off, why would private equity be interested in dermatology? Is this really the place where they can make money? So the market, $14 billion market, 15% of private equity this last year was in the physician space was dermatology. So there's a lot of private equity going on, but 15% of it was dermatology. Dermatology is about 1.5% of physicians. As of June of 2018, there were over 1,000 derm offices, 1,100 board-certified dermatologists, and 750 nurse practitioners and PAs owned by private equity. So why would one sell? The way it works, just the mechanics of it, monetize the practice value. It's a tax advantage payment, it's a capital gains. You get the money up front, so opportunity cost of money, another benefit. You get equity in a larger entity that hopefully you'll be able to make more money if it's successful and does well. It works out probably, it's about a 10 to 11 year time for break even, depending on the value of how much you get. Why join? Well, you have an instant patient base, just like joining a successful practice. You got patients, no hassles, no costs. Regulatory burden relief, strength in numbers, which ultimately might help with the leverage with insurers. And you're reducing your risk and potentially you can get some equity ownership. The key thing is, this is if you're selling, a loss of control and independence, and that's huge, and that's something you have to really be comfortable with. For example, you want to buy a new laser, well, now you have to prove you have to make a business case for it. So what is the value added? To me, that's the biggest issue with private equity, is that they haven't added value. They add all this management cost, but they haven't really added value. Most of the practices they buy are very efficient to begin with. So now they just added costs and haven't really taken out much. Yes, you save a little bit maybe on supplies. You can get the Botox, botulinum toxin a little bit cheaper. But of course, they can sell to someone else who may not be as good. And you're giving up part of your cash flow indefinitely.
The reality is that the bank is actually funding a lot of the private equity groups. Most of these are leveraged buyout type arrangements. So not only does the private equity have to make money, but they also have to monitor a business that they don't understand terribly well. And they also have to go to another level. They have to borrow money to buy you. So it's a complex layering of costs, but I do believe that we shouldn't sell out and that we should respect our own potential product. And I think the AAD, in part, should perform a strong function in that and be a resource for business development. And I think there should be more coursework related to how the businesses flow so that we can take greater advantage of our common knowledge, because it's really the dermatologist to dermatologist, the allied specialties of oculoplastics, ear, nose, and throat, who do have the common talents that need to be paid and reimbursed, and not to have to kind of pay the bank and then a management fee and then on top of that. Now, ethical boundary between being an investor or being an administrator and being a doctor is completely different. It's the crux of being a physician, being an ethical player. As we go more and more for profitability, we see less and less opportunity for healthcare disparity breakdown. But I do think that we have to be very careful about engendering our own power. We do not want to pay the bank the loans, the leverage buyout costs. We would like to prefer to be smart and educated about business arrangements ourselves and to move forward as a powerful community of co-equals, people who manage their own responsibility in an ethical, responsible, and moral way without any fetter in our way. Thank you.